Welcome again to Yogaxpress. My name is Banu. We have been together in several episodes before. Today, we are going to focus on the ins and outs of the sun salutation. But before I do that, the sun salutation is a very powerful sequence. It's very effective. It's powerful because it's so effective with such minimal amount of effort. It's like the shower head. When you have a shower, you just move the shower head just 1 millimeter and makes a huge difference at the other end. It actually is very effective. So I'm going to take you through the aspects of sun salutation that you need to know before you practice it. Everyone talks about it. Many people practice the sun salutation ideally at sunrise, and sometimes they call it the moon salutation at sunset. But ideally, it's to welcome the sun. You are showing gratitude to nature. So, in some of the episodes previously, prior to this episode today, we talked about breathing techniques. You can get a high just breathing. Who needs wine, chocolates, candy, whatever? You don't need all that to get a high. You can get a high just breathing. But that said, you can also get a high just doing the sun salutation. You don't need to do any fancy postures. Before we move on, I'm going to first show you I'm going to give you a little bit of a physiology lesson, anatomy lesson, biology lesson, whatever you want to call it. You want to know the names of the main muscle groups. So if you talk to someone who goes to the gym, they always talk about, you talk about flexing your biceps. Biceps are in the upper arm, the top of the upper arm, or the front of the upper arm, back of the upper arm are called triceps. You've got the wrist. All these areas are going to move in the sun salutation, so I need to point them out. You've got your quad muscles, the quads in the front of the upper thigh. And not very artistically, but I'm going to show you. These are your calf muscles just below the shin, and they go all the way out down to your heel. You got the plantar, so you're going to stretch that as well in the sole of your foot. We may use the whole of the next 7 or 8 minutes for this particular segment, just knowing your body. And then I'll do a quick sun salutation just to show you how it can flow. And you have your psoas muscle, which connects the torso and your limbs, your extremities. It's a thick, small muscle that connects these two. So every time you stretch, you do a side stretch, you should feel a little pull right there. That's what holds you together. It's almost like a hinge. You've got your obliques in the side of your waist. You've got your pectorals in the front of your chest. And then when you open up your chest upward, between your rib cage, you've got what are called the intercostal muscles. I can't cut myself open, so I can't show you that. You have to visualize that. And you do have the trapezius. I'm going to turn around. You have this huge muscle going over your shoulder blades, and that's called the trapezius muscle. So you got the trapezius that goes from the obliques. It connects the whole thing right to the base of the neck. Let me see, what other muscle groups do you need to know about? Well, I think That's more or less it for now. You do have a lot of muscles in your face as well, but that comes with the breathing, especially the lion's breath. If you remember, you stick your tongue out, go ah. So right now, we're going to feed our body, not just the brain as we did in our breathing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you, we have about 4 minutes, so that's a really good time for me to do a quick demo of one round of sun salutation. I'm going to stand up. Just remember, the body moves in 6 directions. So the sun salutation typically makes the spine nice and supple, and you also get to move. So the 6 directions would be left and right. That comes in your twist. And you've got side bends, so you've got the sides, and then you've got your back bend and your forward bend. So come to the front third of your mat. The insides of your feet are parallel. Press your palms in and keep your elbows out. When you keep your elbows out, your brain, your mind stays in the moment. Otherwise, you're going to start thinking about your shopping list, what you're making for dinner, and we're going to get a little more headroom. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bend, so we're going to move the camera up a little bit. Great. So start with your elbows out, chin is level to the ground. Take a deep inhale. Take your arms up. Tighten your buttock muscles to protect your back. Exhale, hinge and fold from the hip. Place your palms 6 to 8 inches in front of your feet. Take your left leg back and then the right. Exhale, press your heels down, head between the biceps. Inhale, bring the right foot between the palms. If it doesn't come in one shot, try again. Place the left knee on the mat, uncurl your toes in the left foot. Place both palms, we've got 2 minutes, so that's good. This is only a demo. Your sun salutation at home should take you 1 minute per round. Elbows are out, both palms on your right knee, exhale and dip. Should feel a delicious stretch in your quads, the upper front thigh of your left leg. Inhale, come out of that. We're going to switch legs. And actually, I'm going to improvise a little more as we go a little deeper. Let me actually keep going. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, dip your left elbow over the right knee. I call this the Yogaxpress twist. It's not in the traditional sun salutation. Hold. Right palm over the left, elbow is up, and hold. Keep breathing, and that's the part I find difficult. You have to breathe when you're in the twist. That's when you can really feel the stretch, and you know that you are alive, you're comfortable. Inhale. Let me come out of that. Let's switch legs. Take the right leg back. Bring the left foot forward. Uncurl your toes in the right foot, both palms over the left knee. Exhale, and dip your hip. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, dip your right elbow over the left knee. And I'm going to face away from the camera for now, for a few seconds. Yes, I'm going to miss you too. Feel the psoas muscle stretching between your upper right thigh and the lower part of your right side of the abdomen. Inhale, let's come out. Frame your left foot with both hands. Curl your toes in the right foot. Take your left to meet the right in plank position. Now, if this gets a little difficult for you, move forward just a little bit. Hold. As you exhale, knees, chest and chin. Exhale and dip. Inhale, glide out into cobra. Zip your feet together in cobra. You want to make sure you tighten your buttock muscles. Hold yourself up, take your shoulders down and back. Curl your toes in. Inhale, come up all the way. Inhale, right foot and then the left between the palms. Press your palms in, go up all the way. Exhale and relax. That's one round of this segment of sun salutation. In the next segment, I'm going to see if I can remember to call out each of the names, possibly in Sanskrit as well as in English. So try and practice that. Remember, we took both legs back, we did the twist, we did the side moves, we've done it all. So you should feel great at the end of this. So I'm going to just relax. I would suggest you do the same. Take a 5-second break. Let's move on after that.
Okay, here we go.
Now, if you remember in the last segment of this episode, just before the short break that we had, the commercial break as I like to call it, the last segment we talked about the different body parts, the anatomy of the body. I did miss out one though, very important aspect, especially for sun salutation. And I'm going to stand up for this one because I have to stand anyway to show you the sun salutation. You also have the hamstrings. So the whole spine, the what we call the primary nerve, the spinal cord, comes all the way through the vertebra, right there at the base of your back. And I think Akram knows it's called L4, L5 or whatever. And then it divides, and that's when it becomes the sciatic nerve. Those are the sciatic nerves that get a beautiful stretch, especially when you do forward folds. So just keep in mind, and I will cover this a little more in the third segment, but keep in mind that we are actually trying to stretch the whole body just to give that expanse in our mental thinking as well. So you want to expand the body. It's about moving the body to still the mind, but you also want your mind to open up. So this time I'm going to face this side on the mat just so you get to see both angles. And we're going to get a little more headroom. Press your palms in. We're going to move a little faster this time. The insides of your feet are parallel. Stay in the front third of your mat. Palms pressed in, elbows out, chin is level to the ground, and tuck your buttocks in. So which means you have to tighten your sphincter muscles. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Arms up, hasta uttana, arms raised. Exhale as you dip back. Inhale back to the center, exhale and fold. This time I'm going to take my right leg back first. Take your right leg back and then the left. This posture is called Adho Mukha Shvanasana. Adho is down or downward. Mukha is face or facing. Shvana is dog. Downward facing dog. But in the sun salutation, we also call this a mountain. For obvious reasons, we are shaped like a mountain. Parvatasana. 3 breaths. I also like to throw in the lion's breath while I'm here because it feels so good. Inhale, bring the left foot between the hands. Right knee on the mat. Ashwa Sanchala. Ashwini is horse. Ashwa Sanchala, equestrian. Both palms over the left knee. Uncurl your toes in the right foot. Exhale and dip. Notice how I'm keeping my elbows out. When I dip, I feel that stretch in my psoas, that little hinge connecting my extremities, my lower body to my middle body. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, dip your right elbow over the left knee. So I'm using a little bit of help to push my left knee in so I can hook my right elbow. Left palm over the right. Parsva Kona Namaskara. Kona is corner. Parsva is intense. Namaskara is prayer. Intense prayer twist. Hold this for 3 breaths and keep exhaling with every breath. Inhale. Let me come out of that. I'm going to switch legs this time. Take the left leg back. Bring the right foot forward between the hands. Both palms over the right knee. You want to make sure your knee doesn't go too far over the foot. Otherwise, you'll have whatever associations are out there. You'll have all these organizations coming after you. No, that's not safe. So you want to be safe. Whatever you do, make sure you take care of yourself first. Be safe. You don't have to look great. You need to feel great. Exhale and dip. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale. Dip the left arm over the right knee. I'm going to cheat a little, push my right knee in so I can hook my left elbow, right palm over the left. And when I turn my face to the right side, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to breathe. Hard enough to breathe without having to talk. So inhale, release that posture, frame your right foot, curl your toes in the left, take your right to meet the left in plank position. Dandasana. Danda is plank. So this is a lot of weight on my wrists. So as a female human form, I find it very difficult on my shoulders. So I'm going to move forward just a little bit to take some of that stress off of my shoulders. 3 breaths right here. I'm done with 2. 1 more. Exhale, knees, chest and chin will be down. Before I glide out into Cobra, I'm actually going to show you. Let me see, we have 3 minutes. I'm actually going to tell you before I show you. I'm going to dip my chest down to the mat. It's called Ashtanga Namaskara. Ashta Anga. Ashta is 8. Anga is limbs. So 8 body parts make contact with the floor. And you'll find out in just a moment. That's 2 hands, 2 knees, 2 feet, chin, and chest. And then I glide out into Cobra. Because they have to be done together, I'm not going to be able to speak as I do it. So I'm going to now do it for you. Exhale and dip. Inhale. Glide out into Cobra. So in Cobra position, your palms are directly below the shoulders. Zip your feet together. So like a cobra, the cobra doesn't have any feet, so it uses a tail as feet. So you know cobras move with the earth's vibration. So they use their body to sense the earth. Press your palms in. Inhale. Press with the tops of your feet. Inhale. Come up. Tighten your buttock muscles to protect your back. 2 breaths. Exhale. I'm going to lower down just a little bit, just to make sure I'm using my low back muscles. I'm actually going to tighten my back muscles just to be sure that I'm actually using them, but then I'm going to take my hands off of the mat and see how far you can come. Palms down, forehead to the ground, curl your toes in, inhale, come up all the way. Dip your head between your biceps in mountain or downward facing dog position. 3 breaths. And feel free if you want to do the lion breath here. I love it. Inhale. This time, bring your left foot between your hands because we started with the right foot back. We're going to close with the left. Right foot joins the left. Both palms together. This is Pada Hasta. Hands to feet. Hasta is hands, Pada is feet. Palms together. Inhale, come up with a straight back. All the way. Exhale, palms in front of your chest. Close your eyes. Notice if your body is swaying front to back, forward or back, side to side. Center yourself. Close your eyes. You should feel a nice calm centering. Just listen to that music. It's the sound of your heartbeat. One more trick I've learned to learn how to center yourself. My earliest teacher taught me, watch your footwear. See which foot has a deeper impression. You know that you're putting more weight on that foot, on that leg. So you want to be careful that the impressions on your footwear are about even on both sides. So let's meet in the next segment. We have about 10 seconds, possibly about 5. We'll see you in about 5 seconds. Take 5, as they say.
Okay, here we go.
might have noticed in the previous 2 episodes. So welcome back again to Yogaxpress. And in case you forgot my name in the last 10 minutes, my name is Banu Suresh. You are watching Yogaxpress. We have a great crew out there in the back, Akram and Red. So thank you so much for hanging in there. Thanks to Brian as well, in case I forget towards the end of this episode. Wanted to thank you guys in advance. For viewers out there, if you're stretching, remember in the last couple of segments of this episode, we did the sun salutation in slow motion. Now I'm going to try and see if I can take you through a close to normal pace. You may not necessarily have the same pace every time, especially if you're working out late in the evening. It's going to be a little slower, but just remember, slower is always better. Where do you want to rush off to? You want to just relax, slow down. That actually extends your lifespan. And also keep in mind, this time I'm going to turn this way, keep in mind, hypothetically speaking, we're all entitled, let's say, to 500 million breaths. The slower you're breathing, the longer is your lifespan. That said, there's always 2 sides to a coin. My son, when I tried to tell my son this, I said, sages in the olden days extended their lifespan 4 or 5 times by expanding their breathing technique or expanding their breath. And he said, Mom, in those days, all they did was breathe. So, to each his own. I'd like to be alive for a very long time, but I also want to be healthy. So take care of yourself. Now, we have about 7 minutes. I'm going to take you through 3 rounds, instruct you as much as possible in round 1, see if I can call out some of the names in round 2, and I'll see if I can point out some of the muscle groups as well as we go. Tighten your upper and lower abs, upper and lower abdominal muscles, which is above and below the navel. The abs, where I've got my little 12-pack right there, you probably have a 6 or an 8. Congratulations, more power to you. Press your palms in. Insides of your feet are parallel. Inhale, take your arms up. So when your arms go up, your triceps get a nice stretch, and you're going to get a little back bend as you exhale and dip back. Tighten your buttock muscles, protect your back. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, and fold. You're getting that beautiful, delicious stretch in the back of your legs all the way down the upper back, all the way down to the top of your skull. So going down, touch your feet, look up just a little bit, look about 3 feet, 2 feet ahead, palm 6 to 8 inches ahead. Take your left leg back this time first, and then the right. Exhale, press your heels down. Now in this one, you get a beautiful intercostal muscle stretch. You don't see the intercostals, they're between the rib cage, but as you exhale and you dip your head between your biceps, your lungs, your ribs are actually opening up. They're stretching. Inhale, right foot between the hands. Left knee on the mat. Uncurl your toes in the left foot. Both palms over the right knee. Exhale and dip. I feel a beautiful stretch in the front of my upper left thigh, the quad muscles. I also feel a stretch in my abductor muscles, the outside of your upper thigh. They're called abductors. The insides are called adductors. So think of abduct, take away. Exhale, elbows are out. Inhale, the left arm up. Now here come your obliques in motion. So your obliques, the sides of your waist. Exhale, dip the left elbow over your right knee. Hook your left elbow, right palm over the left. Raise your right elbow, look up at the raised elbow, hold. Inhale, come out of it. Switch legs. Right foot back, left foot comes forward. Uncurl your toes in the left foot. Little reminders that can take you far. Just remember, if you keep your toes curled in, you're okay. Your balance is better, but then it's a lot of pressure on the knees, so it's a little bit of a trade-off. Exhale and dip. Feel the stretch of the psoas and your quads. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale. Dip your right elbow over the left knee. I'm Typically, I'm going to be looking to the left, but just one little cue, never stop breathing. Because when I say hold, it's hold your posture, not your breath. So keep breathing. Inhale. Frame your left foot, curl your toes in the right. Take the left to meet the right in plank position. I'm going to lean forward just a little. Look straight ahead. Knees, chest, and chin. Now remember, in plank, I'll just show that to you. In plank, you can't see it because of my costume, as they call it. But your abdominal muscles are really working hard. To hold yourself up, you need to use those little abs. Exhale and dip. Inhale, glide out into cobra. In cobra, you don't want to bring your elbows out. You want to keep them close to your body. Exhale, come down halfway. Now use your back muscles to hold you up. Use the tops of your feet. Take your palms off. And then let's add a little bit of juice here. Exhale to the right. So get some movement in the neck as well. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Palms back. Forehead to the ground. Curl your toes in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, your heels down. This time, left foot went back first. We're going to bring the right foot forward. And then the right. And then the left. Yes, I wouldn't like to have two right feet, would you? We need one left and one right. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Palms in front of your chest. Notice how your body is swaying. Close your eyes. That's the best way to test if you're feeling steady. And if you're not very steady right now, that's okay. Keep your eyes open. But when you close your eyes, it has a steadying, calming effect on your body, and you really want to stay calm. Since we only have 2 more minutes, I would rather just explain or do a quick review and wrap up. I wouldn't like to interrupt a sun salutation right in the middle, but you know the drill. You know how to do it 3 times at least. Of course, if someone tells you, hey, can I lose weight doing yoga? Trust me, you're probably not. If you're doing yoga well, you're probably going to gain weight. The good thing is it's going to be muscle weight. You're going to feel healthy. You're going to feel strong. You're going to love yourself more every single day. Every time you breathe, you're going to get a nice high. Every time you exercise your body, you're going to love yourself. When you love yourself, you learn to love others. You're watching Yogaxpress. My name is Banu Suresh. Stay with us. Come back. We'll see you again soon.